Tribals, dikus, and the vision of golden age. In this lesson, we will learn about the tribal people before the British rule and after the British rule of forest laws. Okay, what is meant by tribals? The people who live in the forest is called as tribals. Who are called as dikus? The one type of tribe live in the forest is called as dikus, a vision of golden age. What happened before the British rule and after the British rule we are going to learn about in this lesson. Do you know the place of Chota Nagpur Plateau in Jharkhand? Yes, we are going to learn about the tribal people live in Chota Nagpur Plateau. It is in the year 1895. A man named Bursa. In the Chota Nagpur Plateau, we are having different types of tribes known as Munda tribe, Santala tribe, and Orans tribe. In this, we are having different types of tribes. But here we are going to learn about the tribe name as Munda tribe, and his name is called as Birsa. Once upon a time, in the year 1895, he is considered as a god of Birsa Munda because he is having some supernatural powers. The people used to think, and he because he can cure all the diseases in the tribe, so he was believed as a Birsa Munda god. The people in the Chota Nagpur plateau live very happily by hunting and gathering of foods and used to live very friendly. Whatever the problems are there, they used to sit and discuss in their tribe. But after the Britishers had came, they were been unhappy with the changes that is happened in the British rule because the livelihoods of the people had been. Birsa himself declared that God had appointed him to save the people from the trouble in their tribe. You might have learned in your previous classes about the tribes had a different customs and traditions that were very different from this laid down from Brahmins. These societies also do not have sharp social divisions, and their characteristics of caste societies are also very different. Yes, today we are going to learn about the tribal people in Jharkhand. You know, the tribal people live their livelihood through jhum cultivation or shifting cultivation or podu cultivation. These three names refers only one. I'll explain you what is meant by jhum, shift and podu cultivation. A group of tribal people, a patch of the forest land was being cleared, and all together they will cultivate the land for the minimum period of time. After that, when the soil fertility is lost, then that was being cleared and they left over and they'll go for other place. This has been continuing continuously. One patch of the land was being cleared, they will do the cultivation. When the soil fertility is lost, they'll go for other place. This is called as jhum shifting and podu cultivation. Some group of people do this type of cultivation and some were hunters and gatherers. They'll gather the food in that particular place. After this, they will leave the place. They'll hunt the animals. They'll eat together. And after this, they'll go for other places. And especially, they live their livelihood on sal and mawa. Mawa is a flower that is eaten and used to take it to make the alcohol. You may ask me the question whether they won't eat any rice or grains and all what they have grown that only they will eat. No, they'll eat like us only, but they'll exchange the goods. They'll sell the products what is grown in forest and they'll take what they want from us. But one tribe is there. They are called as Baigas of Central India. They feel that they are the people of real forest, so they won't get any other things. They will get only they will consume only the forest products because these people don't know what is happening in the society. They were being continuously being robbed by the people of money lenders to give loans because they'll get very high rate of interest which a common people cannot be. Many tribal people, even they live by rearing the animals, they are called as pastoralists. A group of people, they'll take cattle, sheep, or goat, and they'll move from one place to another place in search of their grazing the animals. They are one Gujaras of the Punjabi hills, Lambadis of Andhra Pradesh, They were cattle headers, the Gadis of Kulu and the Bakwals of Kashmir. They rear goats in Kashmir especially. But what happened to their livelihood after the British had taken place? Starting, they were been enjoying the leadership rights and economic rights over the tribal people. But after the British had entered into the rule, the functions and powers of the tribal people had changed totally. They were not allowed to keep the land titles or the cluster of the villages. They were not allowed to rent out their lands. There were no administrative powers and they were forced to follow the laws of the British rules. Okay, so not only the tribal people, but the head of the tribal people also faced a lot of troubles. Next, what happened to the shifting cultivation? The people actually starting itself, they were not interested to be go with the shifting cultivation. Later on in the 19th century, they want to go with the settled cultivation. Where there is availability of water, they were been going on with the settled cultivation. After the British had entered into this, so they also want the tribal people to sit in one place and do the cultivation. Why? Because so that they can get revenue in a very nice way. Tribal people are continuously changing their lands. It is very difficult for them to calculate the land, to calculate the revenue, and collect the tax. So they want the tribal people to sit in one cultivation and do sit in one place and do the settled cultivation.